Okay, ready? Okay, I think the first question was already asked in there about your binding methods. So, binding methods, so that was already done in there. Okay, my second question is special varnish techniques. Can you explain that to me, please?
Sure. I'm getting ready to varnish that job actually tomorrow. And what I'm going to do is varnish just this section here only. So that'll be what we call a spot varnish.
Spot varnish?
Spot varnish, right.
Okay.
If we varnish the entire sheet, that's what we call a flood varnish.
A flood varnish?
Right.
Okay. Do y'all do either a gloss or a matte?
We can do either. We can do both. We had a job here recently that had both gloss and all varnish.
Okay.
And sometimes we'll, just for instance, sometimes the customer might just want these varnished.
Okay.
Or these varnished. You know, so it depends on what they want. So.
Okay. Right. Next question. Well, she said that y'all don't do the embossing and debossing. Or do you do something similar to that, or do you have to sand everything off?
We could do something like that over there at Letterpress, but we don't generally do it in here.
In the letterpress?
Right.
Okay.
The machines over there.
Yeah, that's the old machines over there.
Oh, it's the old machine. And they used to do that embossing.
Yeah, we can do a lot of stuff. We can die cut, we can perforate, we can number. We can do a lot of stuff with the old machines.
Oh, okay. Then my next question is about die cuts. Okay, do you do standard and the special, and how is it done?
Well, what we have is called the form that sits in the chase of the press.
Okay.
And I'll show you here. Okay, this is a die cut right here. I'm not really, I don't really recall what this thing is for. But it's these are your cuts right here.
Okay.
And that is what, you know, that's what you put in the machine, in the bed of the machine. And what it actually does is this thing goes back and forth like this.
Okay.
And the paper comes around and it just basically presses against that and die cuts it.
Okay.
And then this thing here is a perforation, and it's got all kinds of tiny perforations.
Okay, but it's a die cut.
It's similar to a die cut, but it's perforation instead. Yeah.
Oh.
And sometimes we make up our own if they're not too complex, but as you can see, this one here has a whole lot of stuff involved with it, so we order out and have them made in that case.
Okay.
If they're rather simple, we'll do it ourselves.
What was that? I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
If they're simple, we'll do it ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and make them up ourselves.
Okay. So die cuts can be, when you make die cuts, they can be, well, any shape, like, or letters or anything like that. Yeah. It's like cookie cutter kind of thing.
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, real similar.
All right. All right. Oh, the next question is something about direct to plate versus negatives, and how is it done? But most of the people anymore, I mean the printers anymore, do the direct to plate, don't they? We
just recently purchased a direct to plate machine. I think we've had it for about a year or so, somewhere in there, maybe a little longer. What it does, it burns the image onto the plate with a laser beam, and then it goes through, comes out and goes through the processor, and the processor washes off all the emulsion that has not been burned by the laser. It leaves the image behind on the plate. Now, back when we used film has inherent weaknesses in it, because when you make a plate using film, you'll get what's called dot gain, which means your halftones, things like that. If you have a 7% dot on the negative, when the plate is made, that dot may swell up to 9%, something like that. So you lose a little bit in the transfer from the negative to the plate when you use film. You wreck the plate, you don't have that dot game. So you get a sharper image and that sort of thing.
Okay, that's good. So actually, is the direct, I mean, by your opinion, do you think that direct to plate is better than using negative?
Definitely.
It is?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
That's why they made it. I mean, it's an advancement over film. And it also does away with a lot of chemistry. With film, you've got chemicals, you've got developer, you've got fixer, you've got all that crap.
And you don't have to have all that smell either.
Right. And
you used to wonder, with all that smell, that breathing all that in, that wouldn't be good. I mean, not good for your lungs anyway. So maybe it is a lot better, all around. It really
like I
is.
say, the main advantage to it is a sharper image and that sort of thing. You just don't lose anything in direct play.
Okay. Okay, my last question. Okay, digital versus conventional printing. So, which do y'all do the
right
digital?
Now you're comparing apples and oranges. What we do
Small
here.
runs and big runs. That's how that would be.
Well,
you got a small run, you go digital. You got a big run, you're going to put it back here on spaces.
But also, there's a huge difference in the way that they're done. Because here you're dealing with water, ink, and the fact that the two don't mix, and that's what enables you to do offset printing. A digital printing is a completely different ball game.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't involve ink as we know it. It has no water. So it's like I say, it's like comparing apples and oranges. So they're two totally different.
Okay. I think that's what that last question is the difference between the two of digital, but I don't think that conventional printing will be replaced anytime soon with digital, would you say? Or
in time it may be. I mean,
so it's going to phase us out, yeah.
In time it may be as the machines get faster and that sort of thing. But right now, I mean, we get jobs in here that run in the hundreds of thousands of sheets sometimes. They haven't come up with the copier yet that's going to do that anytime soon.
Big runs and little runs.
Yeah. So, printing presses are still going to be in the game for quite a while. But eventually, I figure copiers are going to get fast enough. Still yet, if you're dealing with large volumes of paper and stuff, somebody's got to load it. So that's always going to be it.
Yeah. Yeah, so there'll always be a job for a printer, no matter what.
Right.
Always be somebody there.
Yeah, but it's evolving. It really is, because Prepress up there is nothing at all like it was when I first came here.
Really?
When I first came here, we had several ladies that did what they used to call paste up. And they'd sit there with these little letters and the little straight edges, and they had wax back, they'd sit there and paste up like that, and then they'd take it and shoot it on the camera, and from there it would go, they'd strip it and then it'd go into plate. And it's just so many things have evolved and changed.
Okay, great. That's really wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you really answering all my questions.
Well, you're welcome.
And aren't you glad that's it?
I didn't have much else to do. I had to wait. I got to varnish that job tomorrow, and when you get ready to varnish, your rollers have to be extremely clean to be able to do it, or you'll get a tint.
So it just takes, each step takes time, right?
Yeah.
When you do a job, how long does it take just to do one job like that? I mean, is in the number of hours or days?
Depends on the size of the job.
Okay.
How many sheets are involved is the primary thing. We have jobs in here sometimes that tie us up literally for weeks.
Wow.
But most jobs are less than a day long. Some of them are only a couple hours or an hour long. So, it just depends on the job.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for answering my questions, and I guess I'll move on to the next department. So.